It's vice versa. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that I always say about me. When I get to sit there and I get to enjoy.
That's ridiculous, man. I would just let go of that belt. It's just disgusting. I mean, I told my son to be a real man, and to take his losses like the way he takes his.
Startling news has suddenly surfaced. After defeating Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson fails a drug test. All of a sudden, everything made sense. Eddie Hearn affirms that the information is new and is being looked at, indicating that drugs may have had an impact on the fight's outcome. While Teofimo fought clean, fans are already doubting how much of Shakur's act was sincere.
But obviously at the moment, the British Boxing Board of Control aren't. So we have to speak with them, deal with the legal situation and see where it lands. And this is quite fresh. Obviously, I don't even think it's 30 minutes. I think it's more like 10 or 15 minutes since that. And, we'll see what...
Startling news has suddenly surfaced. After defeating Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson fails a drug test. All of a sudden, everything made sense. Eddie Hearn affirms that the information is new and is being looked at, indicating that drugs may have had an impact on the fight's outcome. While Teofimo fought clean, fans are already doubting how much of Shakur's act was sincere.
I don't know why they like this kid a lot, man. No matter what they saying or whatever it is, he has to.
Gervonta Tank Davis is revealing the astonishment and incredulity surrounding Shakur. After failing a drug test, Stevenson was permitted to compete. He highlights the egregious injustice and makes it quite evident that Teofimo Lopez was let down by the system. Fans are left doubting the validity of the victory, while Shakur's actions are supported.
And was still gonna let him fight. Still was gonna let him fight.
Dillian White fought after he tested.
Who?
Dillian White.
Dillian White. After testing positive, I didn't even know that. Bro, he's a snake, bro.
Liam Goff explains how drug traces can persist and affect test results. This supports the claim made by Teofimo Lopez's team that Shakur Stevenson's victory is tainted. Shakur has an unfair advantage because even small doses can change performance. Teofimo's impeccable preparation emphasizes the unfairness of the outcome, and the fact that he was permitted to compete in spite of this raises severe concerns about fairness and legitimacy.
I'm just chucking out there. If depending on the amount, that would depend on how long it remains in your system. So from what I can gather, if you've taken a very limited amount, very little amounts, it could stay in your system depending on the nature of the test. If it was a saliva test, if it was a urine test, if it was a hair test, it's going to stay in your system a lot longer. But
Derek Kizora highlights how boxing has double standards. He contends that there should be harsh penalties for anyone found utilizing performance-enhancing substances. Shakur Stevenson, however, appears to have fallen between the cracks. While Shakur profited from leniency, Teofimo Lopez battled without taking any shortcuts and was penalized in the record books. This demonstrates how the rules are applied inconsistently, exposing the hypocrisy and endangering the sport's integrity.
Everybody who gets caught taking drugs should get a fucking 10-year ban, man. Fuck everybody. I don't understand why we have to fucking footsie around it.
Eddie Hearn reveals Shakur Stevenson's outrageous denial of everything following his drug test failure. His insistence that it is sabotage simply serves to erode the sport and sow doubt. While receiving accolades for a victory they deserved, Teofimo Lopez and his squad witnessed a boxer who had failed a test claim innocence. There is more to this than just debate. Fans who anticipate a level playing field and clean boxing are being betrayed.
But do you know what is the absolute liberty about all of this? Is the way that he, after he failed that test on Monday, texts me, texts you, to say, I swear I've not taken anything. This is sabotage. This is just a system against me. Fuck off. It's an absolute, and you know what, it makes me sick.
A sobering reminder that the stakes in boxing are life and death is given by Carl Frampton. Drug use cannot be forgiven. However, Teofimo Lopez's career and safety were jeopardized when Shakur Stevenson was permitted to fight. The hypocrisy is obvious. Despite Shakur's edge being chemically aided, Timo fought clean, risking everything. This criticism highlights the gravity of the problem, and wives are incensed at Stevenson's tolerance.
High-profile guys getting caught, and it's just horrible. I genuinely, and I know you were about saying, without going fucking fully mental here, I just believe if you're caught with any performance-enhancing drug, you should be banned.
Tony Bello depicts the turmoil surrounding Shakur Stevenson in great detail. When boxers like Teofimo Lopez perform fairly but lose recognition to those who test positive, the sport is becoming into a circus. Bello's remarks emphasize the ridiculousness of the current circumstance and express the annoyance of the fans. Fans are incensed and doubting every outcome as Teofimo's efforts are overshadowed by scandal and the sport's reputation is at stake.
It's frightening for the sport. It's not that it's bad, it's frightening. But listen, this isn't boxing as a sport, this is the circus.
Adipo talks on the ridiculous justifications put forth for Shakur. Stevenson's test came back positive. While Teofimo Lopez's hard-won victory is tarnished, supporters and experts are compelled to doubt his sincerity. The notion that something might simply show up in his system emphasizes how the story goes above and beyond to defend Shakur while illustrating the unfairness and inequality experienced by fighters who compete clean.
If it's somehow in his system from other means, I know that might sound crazy, but I guess we have to give him the benefit of the doubt, do we? I'd like to think we do. But yeah, this is wild. Honestly, this...
Johnny Nelson perfectly captures the carelessness of Shakur Stevenson's decisions. Teofimo Lopez was well prepared and disciplined, but by letting illegal chemicals into his system, his opponent jeopardized his ethics and reputation. This puts fighters at risk and undermines all the sport stands for. Timo's loss seems unjustified because Shakur competed with traces in his system. Fans are upset and frustrated because a contaminated performance was used in place of fair competition. Instead than rewarding dubious chemistry and testing luck, the sport should reward skill and practice.
I think now you won't know what stays for 2 weeks. I don't know, why would you take it knowing there's a possibility that it's going to be in your system? And why would you take it for our sport anyway?
Adam Cattle draws attention to Shakur Stevenson's failing test, which left him completely shocked and disappointed. Despite fighting honorably and risking everything, Teofimo Lopez's performance was tainted by narcotics. Both insiders and fans are in shock. This is a disgrace to boxing as a whole, not simply a personal failing. The sport is left searching for answers as controversy overshadows Teofimo's supremacy in the ring. The fury is completely appropriate when incidents like this highlight the difference between those who fight cleanly and those who take shortcuts.
Incredibly shocking. When any fighter fails a performance-enhancing drug test, it is incredibly shocking and disappointing.
Spencer Oliver does a fantastic job of capturing the shock and absurdity surrounding Shakur Stevenson. His performance against Teofimo Lopez is totally overshadowed by the presence of cocaine or other recreational drugs. The dispute now dominates the debate, despite the fans' expectations of a clean battle. Teofimo's diligence and talent go unappreciated. The truth is evident even though Shakur's performance is constantly questioned. Teofimo Lopez's professionalism suddenly appears far more amazing in contrast to the drama of these discoveries. And even if Shakur prevailed in the ring, his credibility has fallen.
By what it is, you know, recreational drugs, cocaine, you just go, how has that got in your system? He's got some explaining to do for one, and you think with what you had on the line, and with what you was, you know, what was coming up for you, and the opponent you had in front of you, you just go like cocaine in your system. It's just.
Adam Smith talks about the shock and worry he had after learning of Shakur Stevenson's failing drug test via social media leaks instead of official sources. Teofimo Lopez fought honorably and was not distracted in any way. The disorganized news distribution demonstrates how unprofessional and uncontrolled the situation appears to be. Teofimo's success is now tainted by scandal rather than praised, leaving fans bewildered and incensed. This circumstance casts doubt on the integrity of the regulating authorities that permitted Stevenson to compete, while these suspicions persisted and reflects poorly on the sport.
And I'll wait and see what happens. I mean, I don't know the findings. We don't know. I haven't seen statements really. I don't know. It's come out in the social.
The indisputable evidence against Shakur Stevenson is highlighted by Duke McKenzie. Both the positive test results for samples A and B support the claims made by Teofimo Lopez's camp. It was a poison fight. This isn't conjecture. It is supported by science. Nevertheless, Stevenson's victory continues to be acknowledged. Teofimo Lopez fought wonderfully, cleanly, and with discipline, making the injustice even more glaring. Fans are upset. Insiders are perplexed. Additionally, boxing's reputation suffers. The focus now turns to justice and accountability, highlighting the duplicity and hypocrisy that have tainted this competition.
What's the point?
How can he give a sample and then a B sample and they both come back positive for a banned substance? It doesn't make any sense.
Gareth A. Davies' shocking disclosures drastically alter the story of Shakur Stevenson's victory over Teofimo Lopez. 14 supplements. That isn't planning. That is deliberate breaking of the law. Teofimo fought with complete integrity, discipline, and cleanliness, but his opponent used a combination of drugs to give him the upper hand. Given the magnitude of this revelation, it is difficult to even consider the outcome to be credible. Both insiders and fans are wondering how someone could claim credibility while entering the ring in these circumstances. This is not merely a test failure. It betrays the sport, the supporters, and Teofimo above all. Lopez, who gave that battle his all. Each blow, each combo, Teofimo's professionalism and competence are enhanced by the controversy that now casts a shadow over every action he makes. Boxing, on the other hand, ought to honor skill, self-control, and adherence to the rules. Teofimo Lopez is currently the best example of all three, but Shakur Stevenson is subject to an unrelenting barrage of criticism.
I haven't been reporting on it this morning. I'm just slowly coming up. One of my colleagues, Jeremy Wilson's doing it for the Telegraph. He's the drugs expert or the doping expert on the desk, and I think there was something like 14 supplements that he was using.
The repercussions from Shakur Stevenson's drug test failure fundamentally alters how we view his victory over Teofimo Lopez. While Teofimo gave it his all in the ring, Shakur used supplements to give himself an advantage. It is impossible to deny that Hart and Teofimo had unparalleled musical skill and discipline. However, the official outcome attempted to imply differently. In light of this startling discovery, fans must now reconsider every music punch, every combination, and every second of that battle. Respect for the rules and skill development are meant to be key components in boxing. Teofimo demonstrated all of that. Even if Shakur's credibility is currently seriously questioned, this is more than just a scandal. It's a claim that honesty is more important than titles or ostentatious displays. Despite what the record books may temporarily indicate, Teofimo Lopez demonstrated that he was a true champion in spirit. From analysts to promoters, everyone in the sport is discussing it, and the argument will go on for months. It's your time now. Do you support Teofimo? Do you still support Shakur Stevenson or Lopez and his flawless performance? Tell us in the comments section below. Participate in the conversation and give your opinion some weight. Fans like you are essential to the sport.